everyone, welcome to today's call. We are actually talking with Sade. She actually just landed her QA job, and we're going to get all up in her business on her journey. Sade is one of our students who definitely was willing to tell her story because I believe you said that it really helped you watching other people's story as you was preparing for this.
Yes.
So welcome, Sade. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm well. How are you?
Awesome. So first of all, I want to learn more about you. What's your background? Where do you come from before actually landing your first role?
Yeah, for sure. So I am from Washington, D.C., and I went to Lincoln University. It's in Pennsylvania, the first HBCU. I went in 2012 and I graduated in 2017. After I graduated, well, my major was in health science. So after I graduated, I just didn't know which route to go because I felt like health science was like, it wasn't a field where I could just grab like a really, really good high paying job. I feel like I had to get like a master's and everything. And I was supposed to do nursing, but it just didn't work out. So in the midst of me being in school, I tapped into front desk concierge with a temp agency because, as a college student, you don't have much money. So I would go home on breaks just to pick up those gigs. And then after I graduated, I landed my permanent role as a front desk concierge with the company. And basically it was like luxury apartment living. So I loved it. The pay was good for that time. And I just kind of worked my way up the ladder. So I went from a concierge to a leasing agent. And then right now, before I transition over to tech, I am a assistant community manager. So it was paying really well. As a ACM, I was getting about 63,000. But for me, I just want like a certain lifestyle. And I just knew that I had to work to get to that point. Because I felt like, I just feel like I'm always hungry. I'm never comfortable. I always want the next big thing because I want to give my daughter everything. I'm a new mom. She's 1 and she'll be 2 in September. So yeah, that was just kind of the motivation behind joining your program. And more specifically, oh wait, you're probably gonna ask me that question, but you told me to give you a brief background. I was about to dive into you, but go ahead.
Right. No problem. I'm sorry, I gotta turn off my ringers. Thank you for that. Okay, so now you're getting ready. Now you're pivoting here. So what made you choose Road to QA and how did you hear about us?
I was just about to talk about that.
No problem, right? Look, no problem.
Right. So basically, I just knew that the industries, first the medical field and the technology industry, that's going to continue to thrive. It's not going anywhere. And I needed to get in either or. And the medical field didn't work out for me. And I just didn't have a passion for it. My parents told me I had to do it. I didn't want to. It didn't match. So I started to look into IT and technology and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait, I took computer application courses when I was in school. And, it intrigued me. So maybe I can really tap into this and get into it. So you were not my first stop, Jennifer. Okay. I went to several stops. Didn't pay, but I was doing my research to try to pick what was the best culture fit for me.
Awesome.
So I will go online because I'm in DC. I looked up GW for their bootcamp programs. They were like $8,000. So I was trying to come up with payment plans on how I would do it. Didn't sign up for that. Kept doing research, and everything was like ranging from $6,000 to $8,000. So eventually, I started to talk to my friend about what my goals were, and she led me to, I think, one of your mentors. I think his
Greg or Lori.
No, not Lori, the guy with Greg. The locks. He's dark skinned. It's called
Greg.
Greg. I think so, yeah. So I went to his Instagram, and I think he's been doing it for a while. And at the time, he was on like a hiatus position to do that at that time. He was telling me instructions, but it just didn't fit for me. So I continued to go down his page, and I think he posted you. And then, and I saw your energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm attracted to energy. So you were super excited. You were talking about your experience, and I clicked on your page. I go to your page, I see all these videos, boomerang, you just talking up a storm.
That's what I do.
Like, wait, so she's really like, she's into it, like she's hyped, because I'm hyped right now. I'm energized, you know what I mean? So I started to go to your website, and I literally didn't do this for anybody else. I read your website like from top to bottom. I'm like, yeah, she do this. Reading everything, and then I saw your price. I'm like, it's no way. I'm like, I pay this right now. So I signed up and everything. And then once I signed up, I experienced the previous portal. So I signed up May 2022, almost a year ago. And when I first signed up, you know, my baby was like 8 months. I was still trying to balance that work home life, working full time, and just adjusting to motherhood, you know, postpartum, things of that nature. And I would dibble and dabble in the portal every now and again. And then I felt like I got serious and started like coming up with a schedule with it, with studying, maybe like 2 months after. Then my birthday came up in December. And by the time January hit, you had already transferred to a new portal. And then we wasn't using Facebook no more. We were using the community. So I'm like, okay, I got to get serious because she's tightening up the whole program. And now I got to start from the beginning. And it was fine because what I always say, and I don't know if this will work for anybody else, I went through it the first time and I got to like 60%. But when you transferred everything and you let us know that it wasn't transferring our stuff over, I'm like, Dad, I got to start over. But when I started over, that's when it started to connect.
But it was right.
It's the second time.
Yes.
Like it really is. So the first time it's like, okay, I'm learning this, learning that. How the hell am I going to remember all these words? And then once I did it again, I'm like, this make all the sense in the world. And what really put it all together was that 90-day deep dive. I swear to God. So when she tells you guys to do that, that is like the key because it ties everything up. Any question you have lingering, you know, anything that you're thinking about. And those hours, because they're long as hell, but they're working. But it's a lot of information. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch this. And I was doing it at work. I had no shame. I did not care. So I went through those. And then by the time I finished 90 deep dive, I'm sorry, it was all like just there. So that's what made me pick Road to QA.
Now, I think you applied for the internship, but you never ended up taking it. Is that right?
Yes. So I feel bad about that. I apologize. Don't kill me. So, so when I got my offer, I was at work in the bathroom. I almost screamed. Okay. I was about to leave my office and say, deuces, I see y'all later. But I said, no, let me be professional, put in my resignation letter. And I've been trying to set up my work from home office. I've been telling my family about it. So I've been in my whole little mode where I'm just basking in myself. So I haven't even had time to dedicate myself to the internship. So I do want to apologize. And because I felt like when I took the assessment for my first interview, that kind of took a lot out of me. So although test cases seem simple, it's a lot of detail in it. You know what I mean? So, and I wanted to impress them. So I have Jira pulled up. We can go through it afterwards. I want you to still look at my test cases to know that I can do it. But I'm like, oh, I got to do this all over again. So I'm so sorry about that. I apologize.
No problem. I'm just that. My point was that's actually saying you still a student, one of our many students, right? Because I had the first version of Road to QA. But now with the internship, everyone essentially you should be going through the internship. You know, if you really need that hands-on, you can still pivot like you did, and like all the other students, because before even the internships, you're talking about 40 plus students,
right?
Jobs without it, so it's still possible, right? Like if you can connect everyone, just if they, everyone can't maybe learn like that, or maybe they need a little bit more, and that's where the internships come into play. So I was just going to say congratulations on being able to nail your first one. And this is a student who, because some people also look at you and say, well, she had a degree, or she had but she didn't even go through the internship. She actually took that.
Right.
Was able to pivot from that. So I see that your offer is contract to hire. Tell us about that, because we have students, or we have people that'll say, I see a lot of contract roles, and people only getting contract. Is that just what they're taking? Like, what makes you comfortable? Like, could you say you like deuces in a recession? What makes you say, okay, with this contract to hire, with this, I'm comfortable, I'm leaving, I'm gone? And then tell us about your offer, how much?
Yeah, so in that situation, I'm gonna be honest, Jennifer. Basically, that can happen in any industry. Like that happens in any industry. I've been fired before. I've had my position eliminated before. So I've been through that, and I've never even realistically stayed at a job 4 or 5 years. And that's what my position is. Like it's a 5-year contract with the potential to hire. So
so that's another reason why you took it. It's 5 years.
Yeah. But still, it's not a guarantee.
It's still and I always tell, and this is what I tell everyone, just not to interrupt you, but because I was on a recent call, someone said, I have a baby girl. I've been with the same company for 10 years. I need something secure. And I said, with love, I don't believe that any company is secure. I believe that your
Right.
skill set, your value and positioning makes you secure.
Right.
You can go
Exactly.
somewhere else. If they don't need you, somebody else does. And I
Exactly.
think we grew up with get a government job, get a good job,
Mhm.
get this. For me, I like you said, I'm kind of like you. I mean, well, I've been, I ain't gonna say kind of, but I've been a job hopper, all my life. And I used to think it was a bad thing, but it actually gave me skills really quickly. And I went somewhere else and I
Mhm.
made more. And so I built, but I don't like to
Right.
say that I was a job hopper. I was a skills builder and I knew how to
Right.
get the next
Right.
thing.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna let you finish. But I just wanted to highlight that. So, one, we just learned that this contract to hire is a 5 year, you guys, with,
Mhm.
so. But then on top of that, she is her mindset and her beliefs is around her decision. So you
Right.
can make your decision and wait for the direct hire one, but
Mhm.
she feels that this is fine for her. So I'll let you go ahead and keep going and tell us about how you got the offer, how you felt, and all of that.
Yeah, for sure. So the first thing was the interview. So Dice is so real because that's where my interview came from. Somebody saw my profile, a recruiter, and sent me a direct message to go ahead and do the application. And when I did the application, they reviewed my resume and we went ahead, and so it was a back and forth. He told me to do the application for the software tester 2 role. Then that role was filled. Then he told me to do software tester 1. So the first thing for me is I'm like a money getter. So I was never going to go in entry level. That's just something that I wasn't going to do. Once I saw it was possible in your program, I knew that I was going to do it. So that's the first thing. You have to have confidence. You have to. And then even when I dealt with Lori, I'm not asking for anything under $45 an hour. I'm just not doing it. So when,
Lori put you on your toes, won't she?
yeah.
I'm like, I think I am like, I think I'm with Love kind of. I think I'm pushy, nice, but Lori is like,
No, Lori next level. She next level.
and y'all asked me how did I get my job, and after 72 hours, I was working with Lori. Lori switched me instantly,
She don't play no
and
games.
she don't play no games if you gonna go that way.
Exactly. So I talked to him because the role was gone. He said, okay, do the software tester 2. I mean, software tester 1, and it still matches the 90,000 a year. I said, okay. So then the software tester 2, they got another role available. So I said, okay, let me hurry up and apply to this one. I got the interview and I was so nervous, but something that Lori said to me, she was just like, she said, what you need to know is, one, the same thing both of you all say, whatever's for you is for you. But the second thing is just how you're looking for a job, they're looking to fill it. So they need you as much as you need them. So you shouldn't go in it feeling unbalanced or uneasy. Just how they're looking for someone, you're looking for a job. So they want you. That's why they, you know what I mean? That's why they pulled you to the interview. So that's how you have to have like that mindset. Like it's 50-50. So of course I prepped myself, and I did it, and it just came so natural. And it was crazy to me because I haven't spoke it that much. You know what I'm saying? I live by myself and nobody else is doing this program with me. And with you, it's self-paced. You know what I'm saying? You're running a whole program, so you don't have the time to do one-on-ones all the time. So this is the first time I'm actually speaking it to a human. So, but it just flowed. And I surprised myself. I literally surprised myself. Everything just started rolling from the SDLC, the STLC, the bug life cycle. I could thoroughly describe my test cases. Like it, and then it's so real when you have to use your prior skill set, because once you know that and you have your project set up, you can talk about those projects because you worked it. And all you're doing is applying it to the software that you worked on. And that's how it comes fluently. And all you gotta do is throw some little words in there, some little IT words in there to top it all.
How was your shouts out to Lori? I'll make sure she gets this and she's tagged on this. Her information is there. Like I
Yeah,
gotta
she
make
did
sure
my
I'm doing,
resume.
like I always know I'm tagging her in the other ones, but I want to make sure I shouts out to that. I want to Lori, just to chime in, she's speaking of Lori, ABHIT Academy. So real quick, yeah, I don't know if if you've been following me. I learned from about QA from Greg. I bought his course in his ebook, but really just went through the ebook. And then I started procrastinating. So I learned about Lori through him, who does one-on-one. She doesn't provide like a program. She does the one-on-one development. And I knew I needed to be pushed faster because I really wanted to change. And she gave me that challenge. And so I worked with her. And she is then also how I was able to get into the market. She pushed me get into the market 24 hours, landed a job interview. Then I had to hire her to, help coach me because I was going from 40K to 85K. And
Mm.
so I was like, I'm not gonna miss this interview. I worked with her for 3 days on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. By Monday, I had my interview. I passed that interview, working with her. And then by the 2 days later, had another one. I landed my first job in 1 week.
Oh, so
And
you
so
got it on the first interview too.
so that's what, so I'm about to get to what I want. So this is why I want to shout out Lori, you guys. Like with RTQ, you don't have to invest that far.
Right.
But I do tell people if you needed to do it, because sometimes we need that one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I have to be realistic that I can give you the skills, I can tell you how to position, but sometimes internally we need, we're on a certain path and that individual may need a little bit more one-on-one. And
Right.
I just can't serve at that level.
Right.
Whereas she serves at that level, but she doesn't also do program level like I do.
Right.
So this is just to the person listening. When you, we're going to definitely link Lori on here for any other student or anyone listening to this. So you can look at Lori. I'm so sorry. I'm like choking up. Lori's information. I think I'm getting a little cold, you guys. I think I was hookahing and I'm getting a little cold. So I think I'm choking up. So sorry. I'm gonna have to blur this out. But
good.
Ultimately, I just want to shout out Lori, and because Sade also brought her up. So we want to say thank you to Lori. But I want to say, Sade, how did that change meeting with her from program? What do you think, program level to working with Lori? Where did you see the difference? Where did the aha come? Like when you was there a point, was you already ready with the program but then with Lori, it really kind of brought it over together some more, like you said, because you're now talking with her. And what was the difference for you?
I felt like by the time I got to Lori, I was already ready, but I just wasn't as confident because I didn't speak to someone that is a professional in training people. You know what I mean? So she was like the person to come in and say, okay, this is this, this is that. And I'm not going to lie, the resume portion was intimidating for me because I can bang out a resume in my industry, which is property management, like it's nothing. But to know the information and be comfortable and then to actually put it on paper and formulate it, I just wasn't, it was intimidating for me to come up with that resume and to think it was good enough to put in the market. People can do it though. You can definitely do it. Yeah. But it just wasn't a thing that I wanted to do. And I just didn't feel like I had the time to do it. So that's where she came in and she just did my resume and she just kind of went through it thoroughly, spoke to it, asked me was I comfortable with it, what should she take out, what should she leave in? And it came together after I spoke with her and she gave me the rundown of what should be on my resume. But again, like I said, you have a resume portion in yours. And when I looked at both, you guys say the same thing. Lori's just kind of that one-on-one person that's actually speaking it into you, but you literally have it in your slide as well.
Look, shout out to Lori again. That's who taught me. I would not be here if it wasn't for Greg and Lori.
Right. So like you said, if you want to actually talk to someone and have the person one-on-one time, then that's the route you should go because that's what I needed for the resume part.
Yep. Awesome. So how was it? How was it when you landed that first one? And how does it feel that you actually landed that first one? Like, do you feel like you can do this again? Do you feel confident again, like market wise, growth of AI? Do you feel comfortable in your investment? Like, I can't wait for you to get your first check, but ultimately, how did you feel when you got the offer, and how do you feel about your future, and what do you plan to go after this?
I feel like I can do anything, like literally anything, seriously, because like this is something that people are actually paying thousands of dollars for, and it was way cheaper and way more attainable, and it made more sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a school girl, but the way that you did it, it's like you're having a conversation with your friend about this new thing that she found out about. You know what I mean? Because I even like in your videos how you'll say something and it'll mess up like a sentence or something like that, but you ain't making that over. You gonna keep going. Right. So I feel like you're talking to your homegirl, so you get it, So when I first landed it, that like I just spoke like that, and what stuck out was the personality part, and I made sure that I was connecting with that interviewer. Look at your background. Is that a loft that you went? That's a cute part. Like, just stuff like that. Yes. Trying to be more like, just hands-on with her, hands-on with the interviewer. And so basically this is what I had a question about when we joined the call. I was like, okay, so Jennifer, I went through my first interview. I got my butterflies out. It's fine. They want to see me again. What do they got to talk to me about the second time? Like, what are they about to ask me? Because I'm over it. Yes.
You know what? They tell you right. I feel like I got short-term memory. You sure did. And I
Mhm.
think because me and Antoine was on a call.
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
we could call.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago.
And I tell you, I was like, you got this. And then I think you said, I don't even know if you mentioned that you work with Laura. I think you might have, but
Mhm.
I think I remember just telling you, I said, well, if you got through the first one, something about you, you move into the second one,
Right.
they'll ask you the same thing, just be yourself.
Mhm.
You got this, like, and what's for you is for you. Like, keep going. So I think I remember that might have been somewhat of my answer. Like literally, it's
Yeah, and you
not
and
that you felt
Antoine was
like that,
like,
but
you and Antoine was like, yeah, I think she got that role though. Like, I think she's definitely
right.
the one. So I was
Yeah, it's a
cool with
lot of times I think personality, I'm gonna tell you, personality, I can listen to someone and almost sound like kind of like how you said, like you working with Lori.
it.
I
Mhm.
can listen to you, and if you the way you show up and you speak to me, I feel like I can feel that's how you show up, and I'm like, she got it.
Right.
And if she
Right.
don't got it, either it's just not a culture fit for them, or that
Mhm.
just wasn't the one for her. But she got the role. She knows how to do this process, and you're getting close to your one. That's what
Thank
I would say ultimately.
Yeah. So
So
I
that's the role that you got. So tell us
yeah.
about that.
So that one is software tester too, and it's basically just like a senior software tester role. Everything in the job description aligned perfectly with everything that I learned. So it was just like perfect. It was SQL from, learning how to execute test cases, writing test plans. It was literally, it wasn't nothing more. It wasn't automation or anything. But I felt amazing because I tried to negotiate a little bit because I said at $45 an hour, which is 90,000. So when we got to part of the call, and the recruiters are so funny, or the people that are hiring are so funny. So when they got me to my second interview, it was 3 people on the call. And we were talking, they were asking me some of the same questions. And I said to them, I said, listen, when it was just me and Jessica on the call, we were good. So please bear with me, guys. It's 3 of you all now. So I'm a little nervous. And my words are kind of like jimbling together. And one of the women were like, well, it must be good nerves, because if anything, it looks like you're excited. And that's why your words are like mumbling together. So I said, okay, good. So we were talking, and they were just asking me questions, like general questions. It wasn't even a full rundown. And then 2 of them got off the call, and then the last person got on, and they were just like, so if we decide to give you, I said, okay, they're playing with me now. He said, if we decided to give you the role, these are the benefits. This is the medical plan. This is this. This is the money that we'll give you for transportation. This is the money we'll give you for using your cell phone monthly. And then the amount that ranges is anywhere between 90,000 to 104. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, why are they telling me all of this?
And they usually don't if they're not thinking about
and I'm
giving
like,
you.
y'all are playing with me right now. So I'm going along with it. I'm like, I got this, because they're not gonna tell me all this information, waste their time. So she's like, so yeah, as far as the salary, what were you thinking? Said, well, yeah, I know that I said $45 an hour, but I'm thinking anywhere between 95 and 100. I need 6 figures or more. So I tried to push the button.
Girl. Right.
He was like, well, they got to pull up the stats. According to the stats online that I'm looking at for your skill set, it looks like it's about 95,000. So I tried to play it off. I said, that's fine. That's in the range. It's fine.
Right.
So no, that's great.
Look, y'all hear Sade, according to your skill sets.
Right.
In your positioning, hold on. You said what's you like front end testing, SQL? How much of SQL and API do you know, Sade?
Just the beginner stages. I just know the rows and columns, how you can manipulate the database and just do like the select everything from statements, the syntax statement. So I know that. And then the middleware for API testing, and basically trying to get information from a certain software and just trying to tie it in. So I know a little bit.
95,000, y'all. She said she had a basic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still like a positioning as a junior type of, 95,000. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, we talking about just knowing the basics. Okay. And she didn't even finish the internship, but in the internship, you actually run actual calls, and I can actually give you access to that, Sade. We can actually run calls and do SQL testing on our database in the actual internship. Okay. So you're gonna walk away with that basics, even if you didn't want to, and you was like, "That's okay, no, I don't need you. We got to show up higher. We want them high numbers. You need to show up higher. Otherwise, you are putting yourself more at the $35 an hour or 70K, 75K start, which is still a good income. But she was already at 66, so she like, look, I ain't come here to play. So
The woman even said, though, just so they can know, the woman was like, and we're lax. So as long as you know something about SQL is fine, because we're going to train you ourselves. So I just want to know what you know. But if you don't know much, it's fine. So that's the thing. She made me super comfortable because she was like, that was like a boost for her because you know something. Because some people kind of don't know anything. So yeah, it depends on the company, really.
Let's go. So you're about to get started.
Mm-hmm.
You feel is all manual testing?
All manual
For
testing.
$95K, a long-term contract. You have any kids?
Yeah, I have one daughter.
How old?
1 year old.
You have a 1-year-old and you're working remote?
Yeah. Well, hybrid. I'll be on site for 2 days.
2 days?
Mm-hmm.
2 days, new role, new career. You got what's that? I'm counting count 70, 80, 90, about almost 20 something K over what you was making.
Yep.
You're in a new industry, and once you get that 90 days experience, you are already worth more.
And I'm going back into the market to get a second one. I need $200,000.
Girl, y'all be killing me. So, what do you say to the person that is thinking about this? What do you say to the person that is looking at the job market economy and looking at jobs leaving? What do you say? What would you say to that person that wants more?
I say that if you really want it, do it and apply yourself. You have to apply yourself and you can't play about it. Like for me, I'm a procrastinator and it took me a while, but it doesn't have to take you this long. I've been in that community for a while now and I've seen people land jobs after 30 days of joining your program. So I would just say to really buckle down and come up with a schedule because it's easy to procrastinate. We all have our separate lives. We all go through things. You know what I mean? There's always something. But in this time when you want to lock in, those things may have to suffer for a long time goal. So I would just say definitely lock in, focus, and just come up with a schedule of your own. And don't question yourself. Just do it because it is possible. So I would just say definitely go for it because like I said, this program definitely changed my life and it's only up from here.
And to the person that has no degree and you don't have any certifications in QA, right? This is simply your understanding, knowledge, and transferable skills that you use.
Yep.
And you being able to show up at a high level. So guys, listen to this again. They chose her. And look at how many people probably have been in this for years, but they chose her. You telling me in a program, she learned enough with that and also her coaching with Lori to stand out and to land one over people who've probably been doing this for years and years and years and years and years and years. And it's not to say she hasn't been doing it for years because she has transferable skills that she has been doing this, right? Yep. So you got to switch your mindset to realize that you're sitting on skills that we can already transition and use. We just got to pull those out. And then 2, you add on new skills and knowledge.
Yep.
So
and that, Jennifer, too, when I finally posted it on my Insta Snap, like just saying that, I'm transitioning over because I was super proud. One of my cousins, she has a degree in computer science. And she sent me this message and she was like, oh my God, how did you get that? I've been doing so many applications and my degree is in computer science. I'm like, girl, I said, they would choose you over me any day. I said, well, what are you doing? Like, is your resume done? Like, what jobs are you going for? You literally have a bachelor's degree in computer science and you haven't gotten chosen yet. And she's like, no, I've been looking at programs. I've been putting my application in the market, but I just feel like my degree is not enough. I'm like, are you serious? You feel like it's not enough? So that did something for me. So that just piggyback off of what you're saying. You just have to really just jump out there and apply yourself and be confident and know that your skill set is all that you need.
Yes, absolutely. So you feel that a newbie, as long as they can use a computer, use a cell phone, do you feel that this is learnable? Is that a word? Learnable?
Yeah. And it's the way that you break it down. Yes, it's the way that you break it down in your videos. Like the way that you are on your calls is literally the way that you are on your videos and your team too. So it's the way that you do it. And you're not going to get that anywhere else, in my opinion. Everything is going to be strict by the book. Okay, next chapter. Okay. And that doesn't work for me. That may work for other people, but I can't do that. So it's the way that you break it down. It's like you chilling. Like I can have my little snack, drink my drink. Like, okay. So you said that. Okay. So it just works.
Right. And it's crazy because when I first started Road to QA, or when I launched my beta one, I was like criticizing myself, especially because again, if you like the reason why I feel like I'm choking sometimes, I have to slow down because I had my thyroid removed like 5 years ago. So like just like now. And so sometimes I really have to slow down, drink some water. I had to get used to that. A lot of times we're worried about how we're gonna look and stuff like that. And now I just go, just like I'm on Instagram. I've learned that I'm gonna show up. If you meet me, this is who I am.
Yes. And
I
that's
can't change it.
That's what sets your program apart, because it's not the typical, like that's literally what sets you apart. And yeah, it works. It definitely works, obviously.
Well, Sade, I'm gonna let you get back to your baby. Congratulations. Look, let me know when you get that first check, because that means you got all your Road to QA investment back on the first one.
Exactly.
All the time. I want to look, let me know. And so ultimately, my last question is, if I wasn't here tomorrow, if Lori wasn't here, do you feel like, God forbid, right? We know economy go up and down, companies go left and right. Do you feel confident? I mean, you already said you could do anything, but do you feel confident you can do this again and land your next one?
For sure, definitely. And I think that too, like as far as like your portal, I'm so happy that it's a year thing, and then it's like an annual thing if you want to renew and all of that, because that information is still there. That ebook, you still have access. So if you need to tighten up your skills in the meantime, just to jump back out there, definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share with them before I kind of go off and just, privately ask you if there's anything else here, or we're good to go?
No, everybody just keep thriving, keep going, and set your price. Set your price. Do not lowball yourself. You can do it.
Oh, you sound just like Lori when you said that. I'm just gonna say you literally sound like her. Like literally, I felt like a flashback when she was, like
it's real. It's real for sure.
Right. All right, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this call with our student Sade. Congratulations on your new role, and much success to you, your life, your girl, all of those things. So I'm gonna get over here so I can probably chat with her and let her go for the day. Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this call. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.